Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kendall Perez and I am the creator behind KP Crochet Creations. I design crochet patterns and I make crochet plushies. So for today I have a fun one and something I haven't done before, and so it'll be fun to kind of record this process to see how it goes. I have an idea of how I'm going to do this, but I haven't actually executed something like this, so we'll see how it goes. So a couple weeks ago, one of my favorite customers reached out to me and asked if she could fix one of her plushies, and she sent me photos, and obviously there was not really a way I could explain to her how to fix it because it was a little bit more damaged than I was expecting, and I honestly think that it needs a whole new piece for it to work. And so I had her ship it back to me. And so we're going to attempt to fix this guy. This is my Twilight pattern and it's available on my Etsy or my website. And I'm thinking, as I'm looking at him, he looks pretty good. So what happened was her dog, I guess, got a hold of it and started to pretend like it was his chew toy and decided to chew it up. But looking at it, it does look like it's just the head that got devoured. So what I'm planning is to cut off the head and make a new head and sew it on. It almost seems too easy, so we're gonna see how this goes. But I don't know, I've never done this, so we'll see how it goes. Anyways, so I have all my materials. Looks like I use Zaddy Crafts yarn, so I have my Zaddy Crafts yarn, and then I have a pair of Night Fury eyes from Haunted Pixies LLC. She makes the most beautiful eyes. They're available on her Etsy. I will link it in the description. So I think to get started, we should just cut the head off. Let's find scissors. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the I don't wanna cut where it cuts the body. So I'm gonna cut like the head where there's still be a little bit still there, and then see if I can unravel some of it. We'll see. Because I don't want to ruin the body. The idea is that I can just replace the whole head. Okay. So there's our head, and as you can see, the bottom part of the head is still there. But I'm kind of thinking it should. Yeah, here's the part where it's sewn on. I can just unravel it. Okay, this is gonna be messy. I know there probably are other better methods, and feel free to let me know in the comments. This was kind of my game plan going into it, and we'll see how it actually turns out. But now that I cut that part, I can see where the actual head part is versus like the body. And so I'm going to cut the bottom part here. Now it's starting to unravel. Kind of. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. It is happening. It's like surgery. I never thought I'd be a surgeon. Just kidding. Anyways, yeah, see, it's kind of now unraveling from where I sewed it on, and that was the idea. If I could just get it to kind of unravel, then I wouldn't have to redo the whole thing. And So I don't normally do this for customers. It's my first time I've had someone reach out asking. And I thought it'd be a fun challenge. And also, she is a wonderful customer and is so nice and has been so supportive. So I figured the least I can do is fix this for her. Okay, so we have this last little part, and I think I should be able to just, and again, I'm trying not to cut where the body ends because I don't want those stitches to unravel. Oops, I accidentally, see, that I was worried about. So I didn't cut the body, but I did accidentally cut the the spike that I surface crocheted on, which is totally fine because that's fine. I can just make another one. As long as I didn't cut the body, then I am good. And it looks like I was able to do that. All right. Okay, so now it's starting to undo, which is what I did not want it to do. Okay, so basically what I'm gonna do, so it's starting to, as you can see, it's starting to like unravel the stitches of the body. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my hook, my Furls hook. I am a Furls affiliate, so if you want to try Furls, use my link in the bio or description, whatever it's called. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do these stitches back up. And then I'm going to, once I get these back in, I think I'm going to slip stitch and then cut where this is. So then it's the end and just like that. So it's at least won't unravel anymore. Okay. So we have that, which is very good. We were able to salvage at least all of the body. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck in those pieces there. And then that way I can still, so once I crochet the new head, I can just sew it on like normal from like what is written in the pattern. So yeah, we'll just tuck that in. That's okay. Let's clean up this area and let's make the head. This is already going a little bit better than I thought it would, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so we have that all done. Now let's make the head. So I already crocheted the horns for the head, and so now I just have to make the head and then sew the horns on the head. Thought it would save me a little bit of time. Okay, so let's get started here. So like usual on these kind of videos, probably when I'm crocheting, I will speed up a little bit. I don't have a whole lot to talk about today. But I know it's been a while since I've recorded, so I do apologize. I do work full-time during the week, and so usually by the weekends I'm like, oh, recording seems like a lot of effort. Not that I try to put on an act or anything, because I just am myself when I do record these videos, but it does take a lot of energy out of me. No. Do you ever make your magic ring and then you do your second round and then you're like, I'm gonna just pull it to tighten it a little bit more because it kind of came loose, and then the yarn snaps? And then now you have to frog it and start over? Yeah, that just happened. So let's just rewind and start over. Forgot how awkward it is to crochet in front of a camera with it being silent. I usually, when I crochet, I'm either listening to an audiobook or watching TV. So doing this in the silence, it's just like, yeah. Things I will do for y'all. Just kidding. But I thought this would be a fun video, trying to fix this together because I wasn't really sure how it would go. So if it was a complete disaster, I thought it'd be kind of funny to get it on camera. But so far, so good. Knock on wood, it's going well. So I'm thinking we're gonna be able to rescue this guy. So hopefully the dog won't come back to chew it up before. Have you ever had one of your pets chew up any of your creations? Because I definitely had. I was dog sitting my parents' beagle, and so my dog Harley doesn't really bother with any of my plushies. She doesn't try to take them, or she's not destructive in that kind of way. And so I usually will leave my crochet stuff out, knowing that she'll never get into it. But I was dog sitting my parents' dog, and that little rascal decided, because I don't normally put my stuff up, I didn't really think about it. And that little rascal came and chewed up one of my Fury heads. At the time I was doing each of the nightlight babies, and so I finished each of the heads for the babies. And if you know what those guys looks like, some of them have a little bit more of detail in their face, and it was Dart, and it took me forever to get the spot right on the nose, and I finally got it. And then 10 minutes later, the whole head was chewed up because of this dog. I wanted to cry. I think I did cry. And it was just so unfortunate. That was having to do that one again after so many tries to get it perfect. But anyways, it happens. Animals are animals. And I learned my lesson the hard way. And so now whenever my parents' dog comes over, I make sure I put anything up that I don't want to get destroyed. But yeah, if you have any funny stories or saddening stories about your pets getting into your crochet stuff or your crochet things, put them in the comments. I'm curious, because I can't be the only one who's had to deal with this. Okay, so we need to put the eyes in. Again, I have these beautiful eyes from Haunted Pixies. Okay, so now I'm trying to make sure I have them where I like. Let's get our trusty towel out and our safety eye tool. Like I've said in previous videos, everyone has their own method or tool of getting their safety eyes in. I prefer this handy dandy tool from Amazon. It seems to do the job just fine, and don't really need anything fancy. When you find something that works, you just keep with it. Okay. I can't seem to get how I want them. Okay. One in. I think I'm gonna need to stand up for it. There it goes. One eye in, and then make sure the other one's even. Okay. Yep, trusty, works every time. All right, we have the eyes in. Let's keep going. We're almost done. Okay, so we have the head. He's looking good. And so now let's put on the horns. His head's a little wonky. Okay, so just like that, we have a new head to replace this sad fella. So let's get this attached. So I think what would be easiest is I'm gonna cut off some yarn here and tie it on here. So then I can just sew on the head. But let's use our trusty sewing sticks so we can keep the head straight while we're doing that. I got these from Nerdy Girl Crochets. She has adorable little sewing sticks on her website. And if she doesn't, send her an email and I'm sure she would love to make some for y'all. Okay. Sew it on. Let's see how this goes. See how this goes. I keep thinking it's not going on straight, and I keep checking with it and it looks straight, and now I don't know what's going on. It looks straight. Okay, and just like that, we have a brand new plushie. Well, not really brand new, but he looks a lot better, doesn't he? I do need to add on, he has stuffing fluff all over him, but I do need to add on the one spike that I accidentally cut off. So let's do that. Just get a little bit of yarn. And now once I clean up all of the fluff, he's good as new. Proud of that. It was a lot easier than I thought it would be, honestly. I was worried when she sent it back. I was worried there was going to be a lot more damage and that it would be not as easy to fix. I think just having to cut off the head made it a lot easier. So yeah, I think that was really fun. I'm glad that was an easy thing. I guess if you've watched this far, I might as well show off some other things that I've been working on and my newest pattern and whatnot. So you all remember Gus that I just shared in my last video. And then I thought Gus needed a friend, so I decided to design Rexy, which is my baby T-Rex. And of course, I had fun doing some nostalgic dinos with this pattern. So I made Reptar. If you're a 90s kid, or even maybe early 2000s, you may remember the Rugrats and the Reptar from the Rugrats franchise. And so I loved him as a kid, so I decided to make him. I used Posh yarn and I made these eyes myself, but I love how he turned out. And then, of course, everybody knows Barney. I asked my Instagram followers what nostalgic dino they wanted me to make next. And by far, everyone said Barney, which is really funny to me because I loved Barney as a kid, but I just, for some reason, he's not as exciting to me as like, let's say Reptar or something, but I think he's still pretty cute. I use Zaddy Crafts. It's a perfect color for him, I feel like. Yes. And then while I was doing these other ones, I decided, well, I kind of want to do Dino from the Flintstones, but I didn't want to do him with my T-Rex pattern, so I did him with Gus. And so this is how he turned out. I think he is by far my favorite one. I think he looks just like him. I'm so proud of him. So I didn't really mod the pattern. I used Gus, but the only thing I modded was I added 2 extra rounds to the neck, so it was longer, so I had room for the collar. And I did a mix of embroidering the spots and also like a magic ring with 6 or 8 and sewing on. And then for the collar, I just did a chain and made it big enough for the neck, and then did a single crochets back up the chain and then sewed it on. And then I think this is just an MR6SC, so it should be pretty quick and easy for y'all if y'all are interested in making him. And then these were just some kind of surface crocheted with chains up here. So it's pretty easy to figure out if you have a little bit of experience, which I feel like because Gus is an advanced pattern, I think if you are a more advanced crocheter, you should be able to figure out some of these little mods. Again, I didn't mod the pattern itself that much. It was more of just like additions that I've added on that aren't included in the pattern, but it's really fun to take a pattern and mod it in a way to make different characters or to make different things that or customizations that you want to do. So I highly recommend it. Obviously you can't mod the pattern and then sell it as your own. That would be theft because you'd be stealing someone else's copyright, but you can mod a pattern and make it for your own self-use. And I do that all the time, actually. I mod other patterns to fit my needs for whatever I'm making, whether it be for a custom order or for myself or anything like that. So it kind of keeps it fun, keeps yourself creative, and I highly recommend it. So I think that's about all I had for y'all today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe to my channel if you are interested in seeing more of my videos. I'm hoping to be able to do a little bit more, but we'll see. I will see y'all in the next one. Have a good one.